Hi everyone, today we are looking at P52023 NANYANG. Okay, obviously I am not going to go through paper 1, right, because the questions there are manageable. But what I really want to do is to only go through the difficult questions in paper 2, right, and potentially difficult questions in paper 1. But the chances of you seeing a difficult question in paper 1 is low. Am I making sense? So without any further ado, let's get right into the final question. Can we just look at the final question? Okay, in Nanyang. Is that okay? All right, this is the question that I'm looking at. And this is a question from this concept called patterns. Okay, are you all with me? Now, this is a concept called patterns. Under patterns, there are many different concepts, correct? Now, okay, so let's take a look at these questions. Okay, can you all read out loud for me? 1, 2, 3, let's go. Brian uses gray and white squares to form figures that follow a pattern as shown below. Now, you can see over here, in figure number 1, how many gray squares will I see? 2. Agree or disagree? In figure number 2, how many gray squares will I see? 5. And it goes on, right? My job is very clear when it comes to patterns. I always make sure I find out what is the bunny hop. Can you all see from 2 to 5, I must add how much? 3. From 5 to 8, I must add what? 3. From 8 to 13, I must add what? 5. That means something is wrong, right? It will not be plus 3, plus 3, plus 3, plus 3. It could be plus 3, plus 3, plus 5, plus 5. But we don't know. Agree or disagree? Okay, we are not too sure yet. So what I want you all to do is to not jump to conclusion. You don't just, because it's plus 3, everything plus 3. That is not true. That is where you have to look at whatever there is over here. Do you understand or don't understand? When I look at this, I realize for gray, gray is this one's over here, okay? Can you all see gray? Can see or cannot see? Okay, all right. These are, okay, fine. Let's call that black because of the printing issues. That's why it turned black, okay? All right, but anyways, it's gray colors, gray square. This is in figure number 1. Can you all see it or cannot see it? What happens in figure number 2? You see figure number 2, what did I add? I added the green ones. Can you all see I added the green ones? I know for you, you don't have, you're not able to use a marker, all right? But I just wanted you to see from here. Can you all see it? And what happens in figure number 3? What happens in figure number 3? You see, for figure number 3, what happened is that I am adding, okay, you see what I'm doing is I'm just showing figure number 2 and figure number 3. Then now I'm going to show you what happens in figure number 3. I added how many? Can you see the blue color ones? The blue color ones are the ones that I've added. Okay, I just wanted to show it to you all. In the exam, do you need to do it in this manner? No need to. Okay, as long as you understand what they are trying to do, that will be good enough. Understand or don't understand? Okay, more importantly, I go to figure number 4. I want to see what is the pattern like. You agree or disagree? Are you able to see the pattern? Are you able to see the pattern? You see figure number 4. For figure number 4, all right, what happens? Okay, I'm just going to color code everything. Can you all see this? In figure number 4, when I draw the orange color, it means this is pattern number 1. This is only figure 1, right? Then what happens to figure 2? Figure 2 has how many? You can see figure 2 has this much. Agree or disagree? Then for figure 3, it has this much. Make sense or don't make sense? And so for figure 4, maybe I use purple color to help you see it. Can you see what happens over here? This is figure 4. Make sense or don't make sense? Well, what is this trying to tell you? It is always adding on to it. Am I making sense? So for figure number 5, how are you going to add? For figure number 5, how are you going to add? Anyone can tell me. For figure number 5, how are you going to add? Can you see? I'm going to just add on top of all of the purple color ones. Are you understanding or not understanding? Are you understanding or not understanding? Can you see figure number 5 is the one with the red color? So that is the reason why you can be very certain that the next value has to be plus 5 also. And that is the reason why your answer for first one, which is the number of gray squares, has to be 18. The number of white squares. Now, for the number of white squares, all of these numbers, okay, all of these numbers, you can see all of these numbers. What are these numbers? You all realize that they are all multiples of 2. So what I prefer to do is I prefer to write down 1 times 2. And then after that, 2 times 2. Can you see? Can you see or cannot see?
4 times 2.
4 times 2. After that, 6 times 2.
6 times 2.
Okay. And then after that, what happens? 8 times 2. Who thinks it's 8 times 2? Okay?
We can't assume.
Exactly, you cannot assume. That is the main point. You cannot assume. So let's see, once again, all right? Once again, let's see. Now, instead of coloring them, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to number it, okay? Because I already colored for the gray square. So it's going to be very confusing if I go and color the white squares again. I'm going to call this 1, 2. Can you all see? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many of you can see this?
Yeah.
Then what happens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The order doesn't matter, okay? But I just what happens over here? They added how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? You all agree or disagree? Then after that, what happens? After that, what happens? You see, my 1, 2, 3, 4 position is always like that. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, sorry, not 7, 8. I apologize. My 7 should be on the other side. Let me just quickly change this to 6 first. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Can you all see it or you can't see it? Now, from here itself, right, I know a lot of the students will just immediately assume that this is 8 times 2. All right, then they will say, oh yeah, then this has to be 16, yay! Then the teacher come and say, kata, 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 wrong. Okay, I want you all to learn, okay? What am I trying to tell you? Okay, watch carefully, are you all ready? What is the relationship? Okay, what is the relationship between the first one? Can you all see it's the same? Second one? Can you see the gray is always bigger than the white? Do you agree or disagree? Do you agree? Right? The gray is always bigger than the white, correct or not? All right, and then after that, what happens? What happens to this and this? Same again. Make sense or don't make
So
sense?
for even numbers, it's the same. And for odd numbers, the number of gray squares is one more
Go on.
than the white squares.
Okay, so this is odd figure number. Odd figure number. So 5 is also odd figure number. That means to
So
say my answer must be 18 also. Correct or not? For the
if
even ones, the even ones are over here, right? Can you see the even ones? The gray is always one more than the white square. Am I making sense or not making sense? Okay, these are some of the patterns you are starting to see. Do you agree or disagree? So this 2 times 2 times 2 may not work that well. Okay, I want you all to write this down first. Thank you very much. Write this down nicely, okay? Now, finally, we have the next one, which is the total number of squares. That one is very interesting. Because all of these numbers, for now
they're square numbers.
they are what we call square numbers. Very good, student. Very good. Square numbers. What are square numbers? That means when I have a square, right? Square numbers are this. For example, if I have a square, 2 times 2, that gets me to what? 2 times 2, right? Which is equals to 4. 4 is a square number. Make sense? So this 2, you will not just say 2 times 2. You will say 2 to the power of 2. Do you understand or don't understand? For 9, 3 to the power of 2. For 16, 4 to the power of 2. Make sense or don't make sense? For 25, 5 to the power of 2. So figure 5, 6 to the power of 2, which is actually equals to 36. Do you understand or don't understand? Okay, all right. So that's how you would do a question like that. If let's say they want you to find, say for example, figure 100. If they say, hey, can you find for me figure 100? What will you say? For figure 100 has to be 101 to the power of 2. Why is that so? Why is that so? Because when I ask you to look at 5, you can see number 5 or not? Can see number 5? It will be 6 to the power of 2. Agree or disagree? Figure 4 will be 5 to the power of 2. Agree or disagree? Figure 3, this will be 4 to the power of 2. Make sense? It's always one more than the figure number. All right. So this will really greatly help you if they ask for something super, super big. To find figure 6 for number of gray squares, we know we are going to plus 7. That gets me to what? I plus 7. How much is that? 25. Figure 7 will then, once again, I plus 7 again. What would that get me to? That will get me to 32. Agree or disagree? Now, but figure number 8, let there be no confusion. You have to plus 9, which gets me to how much? 32 plus 9. How much is that? 41. You understand what I'm trying to say? But the question is not asking for gray squares. The question is asking for number of white squares in figure number 8. So a lot of students will struggle to go and find the white squares because the white squares doesn't have a good pattern. So what I prefer to do is to go and find the total number of squares for figure number 8. Has to be 9 to the power of 2. Isn't that true? Isn't that true? Right? Because my total number of squares, my total is made up of two things. Number one,
So you just do 81.
yes, the number one is called gray, which is already found to be 41 because the pattern is very simple. Plus 3, plus 3, plus 5, plus 5, plus 7, plus 7, plus 9, plus 9, plus 11, plus 11. But white is a little difficult. So we're gonna find total for figure number 8 first. Total for figure number 8 is basically, how much is that? We know that it's 9 to the power of 2. Correct now? Why? Hey, I thought it's figure 8. Isn't it 8 to the power of 2? No, 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 no. Look at the old examples. You see, figure 5 is 6 to the power of 2. Isn't it one more than the pattern number? Figure number 4 is 5 to the power of 2. Figure number 3 is 4 to the power of 2. So figure number 8 has to be 9 to the power of 2. Do you understand or don't understand? So in that situation, how do you find your white squares? You just have to do 81 minus 41. Very good. And that's the reason why your answer for this question has to be 40. Well, thankfully, in C, they are testing us once again. What do they want? They want the total number. Very good. Not white, not gray, right? Because white and gray is quite difficult to find, right? But they want the total number. Means I'm going to use something called square numbers. Everyone, please make sure you write down Sn beside the total number of squares. You need to know the concept. Sn is a concept. You understand what I'm saying? Patterns is the topic. Square numbers is the concept. Do you understand or don't understand? So what is the total number of squares in figure 41? What did they say? 49, right? 49, right? And you remember just now I say figure number 8, 9 to the power of 2. So figure number 49, 50 to the power of 2. 50 to the power of 2 stands for 50 times 50. Do you agree or disagree? You get to an answer of 2,500, and this is your answer for this question. Just give it, yeah. Okay, ready, I start again, okay? All right, now the table shows the parking charges at Value Shopping Mall. Now, in the first part, right, it says 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Again, as you can see, for the first hour, part thereof is how much? $1.20. Do you understand or don't understand? Understand or don't understand? For the first hour, that means to say from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., it's 120. You understand what I'm saying now? So that's where the struggle comes in, right? Over here, the person started at what time? 9:30 a.m. Agree or disagree? All right, so from 9:30 to 10:30, this is 1 hour, yes. This is 1 hour, right? This itself, you already have to pay how much? You already have to pay how much?
$1.20.
Yeah, correct. Understand? Key sentence is the second one. Anything that is more than 1 hour, for every half an hour, you have to pay how much?
$1.
Understand or don't understand? Okay. All right. Yeah. So let's say you go in at 4 p.m. You stay until 6 p.m. So 4 to 5 is 120. 5 to 6 is $2. Why $2? Because half an hour, $1, right? Okay. So now you go to your next timing. You go in multiples of 30 minutes. Are you all understanding or no? Go in multiples of 30 minutes. So this becomes 11 a.m. Agree or disagree? From here all the way to here is how many minutes? 30 minutes. Are you understanding or no? Okay, and this is actually how much? $1. This is actually how much? $1. And then we continue on. Okay, we go until 11:30 a.m. All right, from 11 to 11:30 a.m. that is again another dollar. That is once again another $1. Am I making sense or not making sense? All right, and this is my 30 minutes. Am I making sense? And then from there, from 11:30 to 11:45, even though it's 15 minutes, are they going to charge you only like half of it? No, they are not. They say, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I'm still going to, even though it's 15 minutes, I am still going to charge you how much? $1. I'm still going to charge you $1. So the total amount over here, it's basically $1.20 plus $1 plus another dollar plus the last dollar. And this situation, in fact, this a total will now be $4.20. The second one says what? Mr. Ong parked his car from 4:30 p.m. Okay, so let's draw our 4:30 p.m. first. From 4:30 p.m. till the next morning. The next morning is what time? The next morning is 9 a.m. Agree or disagree? Right? So from 4:30 to 5 p.m. You see, from 4:30 to 5 p.m. Is like I said, 30 minutes. Am I making sense? All right, from 4:30 to 5 p.m. is 30 minutes. And you can see over here, 30 minutes is actually for how much? From 4:30 to 5 p.m., this is my $1.20. This is my $1.20. Make sense or don't make sense? Okay, this is my $1.20. Okay, this is from 4:30 to 5 p.m. Make sense or don't make sense? Then, fortunately, wow, lucky, why? Because from 5 p.m. till the next morning, you only need to pay $5. Yay! I don't need to pay so much. Right now, in fact, you realize it's cheaper, right? If they go by per entry, you realize that, right? For people who stay very long, it's very good for them. You understand? Imagine you only stay there for 1 minute and then you have to pay $5. Those drivers will not be very happy. But because over here, this person goes from 5 p.m. all the way to 9 p.m., I don't care how many hours. I just know that this is counted by per entry. The moment you enter, they charge you $5. Do you understand or don't understand? So in this situation, how much do you have to pay in total? $5 plus $1.20. Your answer will then now be $6.20. And therefore, this is your answer for this question. Each of the statement is either true or false or not possible to tell from the information. Let's read one by one. Now, Vian, this is the question that you were asking. You see, they will say till next morning. You agree or disagree? So Mr. Lim paid $5 when he parked his car from 6 p.m. to, yeah, it's very true. Why is that so? Because from 6 p.m. he just said, yay, 6 p.m. all the way to 8:45 a.m. Is that true or false? That is definitely true. So he's actually very happy. Yay, I don't need to pay so much. Mr. Tan, let's go to the next one. Mr. Tan says what? I paid $120 when he parked his car for 30 minutes. Is that true? For 30 minutes only, you know? Let's see, for only 30 minutes, is it true that he paid 120? Is it true that he paid 120?
No. Not
So
possible to tell.
why not possible to tell? Because we don't know.
We don't know whether he entered first or not. When did he enter?
Yeah, we don't know when he entered. Because if he entered after 5, he very unlucky. He needs to pay $5, so he gets very angry. But if he entered at 9:30 a.m., then yeah, he just has to pay 120. You understand what I'm saying or not? Okay, next one. Some cars enter at 6 p.m. Some cars enter at 6 p.m. and exited. Wow, these are the people that really will feel so angry, right? I need to pay $5 for 50 minutes on the same day. The parking charges for these cars was $7.20. Is that true? False. Why is that so? Because it's after 5 p.m. already, right? All right. So this is just per entry. Am I making sense? All right. So these are the unlucky people. These are the unlucky people who are like, I need to pay so much. Okay. So that's how you would solve a question like this. Now, as you can see over here, it says that a piece of triangular paper is folded into a trapezium. Where is the trapezium? You know, maybe what I will do is I will outline it for you to see. The trapezium is this one over here. Can you see it? Can you see it? This is the trapezium, okay? As shown in the diagram below, okay? So what happens, okay, what happened over here, okay, is that they say ABO is 53. Let's just double confirm that this is 53. Okay, DCO, which is this is 50. AOC, this entire thing, this entire thing is 127. Let there be no confusion. The first thing they want us to find is to find AOD. Where exactly is AOD? Okay, A to O to D. That means to say I want this brown color part. Okay, I want this brown color part. Well, what is the first thing that I would do? Because it's a trapezium, I will note down that these are parallel lines. Are you understanding or no? And
I have
because
one question.
overlapping parts, you see? Can you see? All right, this green color one, can you see this green color one is 127? Can you see it? So I will definitely want to find my purple color side. Make sense or don't make sense? The angle is called angle, like I said, angle AOB. Angle AOB equals to 180 degrees minus away 127 degrees. Are you all understanding or no? Okay, 180 minus 127, we get to 53 degrees. So which one is 53 degrees? This is 53 degrees. This is 53 degrees. Make sense or don't make sense? Okay. Once you get to 53, what you can also try to find, okay, not try to find, but what you can also find is this pink color one. Can you all see this? Can you all see this pink color one? Can you find the pink color one?
One thing you can find out is that
What do you think that will be?
BAO is an
The pink color one
isosceles
is?
triangle.
353 and then 180 minus.
Very good. So that means this is an isosceles triangle. Isn't that true? Right?
Yeah.
So angle BAO is actually equals to 180 degrees minus away 53 minus away 53. Very good. Equals to 74 degrees. Now you must understand that this is a concept called folded unfolded. Why is this FUF? Because over here they say that the triangular paper is folded. What did I say about folded? I've talked about folded a lot of times. I say that when it is folded, you always have to learn how to
Unfold.
unfold it. Where's my brown color? My brown color is actually here. Can you see that or not? Can you see or not? If I were to unfold this, I bring this up. Let's imagine I bring this up. If I bring this up, you can see that this brown color one is here. Am I making sense or not making sense? Do you understand or don't understand? Okay. And when I also want to show it to you that this green is actually here as well. True or not? Can you all see the green and the green? They are the same. And then we are also going to say that maybe I'll use blue color. This blue and this blue, they are the same. Am I making sense or not making sense? Okay? All right. Okay? Understand or don't understand? Okay? Now, what you want to do is find the brown color first. Can we just try to find the brown color first? Well, you can see over here, this is a triangle. Can you all see this is a triangle? Can you all see that this is a triangle? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, this triangle in this question, okay, all right, we already got the sides and we already got this, right? And they want us to find the angle, isn't it? They say angle AOD. So angle AOD is also the same as angle BXC. All right, let there be no confusion. See for yourself. That is the reason why the answer for this has to be 180 minus 53 degrees minus away 50 degrees, and we'll get to an answer of 77 degrees. 77 degrees is your answer for the first part. So as you can see over here, the question is actually very simple. They just want BAO, which is already something that I found, right? It's the pink color part. It's already 74 degrees. So you see, this is the power, right, of just finding as you go. You get what I'm trying to say? You never know that you might what? Kind of strike lottery in that sense. I'm not saying you strike, okay, not strike a lottery, but rather you found the answer. You understand what I'm saying? All right. If you go sentence by sentence, okay, so that's how you would do this question. Go. Now, for question number 13, it says that Karen and Carol had an equal number of stickers at
Equating numerators.
Very good. Oh, not equating numerators. Okay, you do not say equating numerators when it is a whole numbers question. Equating numerators lies in fractions. Very good. This is definitely a B and A. All right, this is definitely a B and A. How do I know that? Because I know that Karen is giving. You get what I'm trying to say? So I do agree that it's equating numerators if this is a fractions. But in this situation, this is not a fractions question. This is a whole numbers question. Okay, this is a whole numbers question. And this is the concept called B and A. Understand? A lot of students, right? If you have learned from me, learned with me, since P4, you will hear me say that this is called equal stage beginning. Okay, but because we are already in P5, so we will not talk about equal stage beginning. I'm gonna split this page into two parts. Okay, I don't even care about the questions, you see, guys. I just identify the concept and just do accordingly. Okay, I'm gonna use the first part, which is what we call ESB first, to kind of solve the question. And then after that, I'm gonna use B and A. Okay, maybe for those of you who have not learned B and A may seem very complicated, but okay, let's try ESB first. That means to say I'm going to use a model. For ESB stands for equal stage beginning. That means we started on the same amount. Carol, equal number. So their model is going to be the same. Okay, let me say this again. B and A always draw a table, okay? But for this question, I'm going to try ESB also. What happens to Karen? Karen use how much? 352 stickers. Make sense or don't make sense? Carol used how much? 84. Make sense or don't make sense? So all of these things, make sure you have written it down. Mirror image 84 over here. Cancel this out. Mirror image down. We can find what is this question mark easily. Correct or not? We will just have to do 352 minus away 84. I say that again. 352 minus away 84, that gets me to 268. So this is 268. Once again, this is also given or used. I apologize. So this is also 268, but this is not cancelled. Carol did not use that. Okay? After that, what happens in sentence number 3? You can see that Carol had how many times? 5 times. Well, what are you going to put?
That means that 268 is 4 units.
Absolutely, right? This is 5 units. If Carol had 5 times, that means to say Karine had 1 unit. If this is 1 unit, this is 1 unit, what do you think this 268 is?
4 units.
Very good. This is 4 units. Okay, so this is 4 units, and 4 units is actually equals to 268. 1 unit is actually equals to 268 divided by 4. We get to 67. Am I making sense? Now the question says, how many stickers did Karine have left? Your answer for this question, for the first question, has to be 67. And this is how you do this question using equal stage beginning concept. Well, once I'm done with A, I can also solve B. B says, how many stickers did each girl have at first? Well, it's pretty simple because both of them had the same, right? Who am I going to use to find? I'm going to use Karine. Not Karine. What's her name? Carol. So I'm just going to continue over here. We say 5 units. All right. 67 times 5. All right. 67 times 5. When we do 67 times 5, we get to an answer of 335. And then after that, don't forget to add in the 84. All right. Don't forget to add in this 84.
But then the simpler version over here is 67 plus 352.
67 also possible, also works, right? Both of them should get you to the answer of 419. Now, but I want us to learn the BNA table because now we are already on the more advanced level, right? So we definitely want to be able to use the BNA table to solve any question. I tell you, BNA can solve any question. Doesn't matter how difficult, how easy, BNA I personally feel is the way to go. All right, for any BNA concept, of course. Don't tell me BNA you want to use it in area and parameter, you know. Yeah, so over here, what is going to say, what are we gonna do? We are gonna just draw our table first. We're gonna have before, change, and after. Carol and Karina, they had an equal. So because they had an equal, I'm just gonna minus. Am I making sense? I'm sorry, I'm not gonna minus. I'm gonna put 1 unit and 1 unit. I'm gonna plug in the 1 unit. Karine used how much? 352. Carol used how much? 84. What happened in the end? Carol had 5 parts. Karine, 1 part. Make sense? Like I always say, after the values are all planted in the table, form your equation. 1 unit minus 352 equals to 1 part. 1 unit minus 84 equals to 5 parts. Always make parts the same. How do you do that? Times 5 here. Times 5 here, times 5 here. Teacher Joseph, this is so tedious. Yes, but because I'm preparing you all for something greater. You understand what I'm saying now? Right? I'm preparing. That's right. In this situation, to be honest, you draw a model, I'm perfectly fine. Okay, but I just wanted to show you all, if I draw a table, how does it look like? Okay, all right. So over here, I will say 5 units. 352 times 5, we get to negative 1760. Remember the negative over here, okay? It's negative 352 times 5, okay? Equals to 5 parts. Agree or disagree?
So fast.
Do you understand or don't understand? All right. Then after that, this part over here is just 1 unit minus 84 equals to 5 parts. And because 5 parts and 5 parts, they are the same, we can just ignore them. Not ignore them, but rather cancel it out. And we will say that 5 units minus 1760. A lot of students don't write this. A lot of students like to jump. So I always tell them, you must always make sure you write down 5 units minus 1760 equals to 1 unit minus 84. Same family, sit together. 1 unit bring over, negative 1760 bring over. Do you understand or don't understand? So 5 units minus 1 unit equals to negative 84 plus 1760. What 5 units minus 1 unit, that gets me to 4 unit. Negative 84, you press your calculator. Don't be afraid of negatives, okay? You still get 2. You see negative 84, you jump by 1760, you get to positive 1676. Okay, you divide by 4. You get 419. In fact, you already found your answer for part B already. You get what I'm trying to say? All right, so that's part B. The question wants us to find Karine at first. Karine at first is how many units? 1 unit, right? Correct or not? True? Let's see. Oh. Sorry, they never asked for Karine at first. They say Karine have left. So Karine have left in this situation is 1 part. True? So since you already know that this is 419, right not? You just have to do for part A, you just have to do 419 minus away 352. I'm very certain that you will get to an answer of 67. All right, and that's how you would do a question like this, okay? So for those of you who are wondering, hey, why use a table? Because I'm training you all for something difficult. It seems like actually using a table for question like that makes it more difficult, right? But actually, for difficult questions, the table will make the question seem very, very easy. Okay, so remember your BNA has to be learned, has to be learned, has to be learned. Okay.
Wow.
For question number 14, it is what we call an area and perimeter question.
Composite figures.
Okay, composite figure, very good. An area and perimeter question. All right, so we are going to just note it down first. Okay, whatever it is, always make sure you read. A, B, C, D is a square. So you want to make sure all of these are noted down. All right, all of these are noted down. Okay, and we see that AB equals to 32, DG equals to GC. That means to say they are equal, right? This part and this part is the same. So we can simply just do 32 divided by 2. That gets me to 16, right? So then this part is also 16. You understand or don't understand? Okay. DG is only this slanted triangle. Can you see?
Half times 16 times 32.
Okay, so be very clear. It's only this slanted triangle. Okay, so times 16, which is the base. All right, because this is the base. The height, if it's a slanted triangle, you always have to jot it out. Correct or not? So you times 32. Make sense? Make sense? When you do this, you get to an answer of 256 centimeter square. All right, and that is your answer for this question. Now we are going to move on to the next one. The next question says what? I want you to find the area of the shaded parts. We have already found shaded part number 1. Isn't that true? I am left with shaded part number 2 that I need to discover. Make sense or don't make sense? Make sense or don't make sense? So can we just fix our eyes on shaded part number 2 first? I just wanted to show it to you about, I just wanted to show to you shaded part number 2. Okay, shaded part number 2 is basically this one over here. Okay, this green color triangle over here. Can see? Now, I want to ask you a question. What do you think is similar between shaded part number 2 and this unshaded blue color part? Did you all see that they share something? Very good. Same area. Very good. Why do you say same area? Because they share the same base and they share the same height. You understand what I'm saying or not? So I want you all to start by writing that down first. Triangle AFB and triangle BFE
You just write
share same height and same base. And I have to tell you this one very important thing. Sharing same height and same base is a big concept. It's a huge concept. They love, the examiner, they love to test in PSLE. So if you're exposed to this at this level, then in P6, it will be smoother. You understand what I'm saying? Sharing the same base and the same height is a big concept. It's a big concept that they love to test. Okay? All right, I say that again. Sharing same height and same base is a big concept. Now, since I know that, okay, I think that's a very important sentence, right? What else can I find? Can I find any other, well, triangle? Can I find AEB? Can I now find AEB, yes or no? Did you realize what is AEB? Can I find AEB or cannot find? Can you see A to E to B? Make sense or don't make sense? Can you see it? This is the triangle that I'm looking at, right? True? True or not? Okay. So if triangle AFB and BFE is here, they share the same base and the same height. Let's find triangle AEB first, okay? So for triangle AEB, okay, can you write this down first? Triangle AEB is the blue color and the green color combined together. Okay? Make sense? Can see or cannot see? Okay? See for yourself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to split this. You see, when I cut this square into half, right? What does it mean to you? When I cut the square into half, what does it mean to you? It means that this part over here, okay, maybe I'll just highlight. It's very good. It's half, true? Can you all see this half of the other side? True? Did you all see that it's half of the other side? Make sense? Make sense? And in fact, this one, can you all see it? Can see? Can be broken down into this part here. Or in fact, you will see that I don't know if you can see, but I'm just going to highlight for you to see. This triangle, I want you all to look at this triangle and this triangle. Don't you see that this is half of each other? Make sense? Do you all see that? Do you all see that this and this is actually the same? 32 times 32 then divided by? Divided by,
First, then divided by 4.
why? Because you want to find area of each. Correct, correct. Absolutely. You understand or don't understand? When I noted this down, then you all will be able to see, right? So I want you all to make sure you use your marker and make sure you note this down, okay? What do I mean by that? Let me just solve this right now. I will now then say AEB is basically equals to half times 32 times 32. In fact, I don't even want to say the AEB. I shouldn't even say AEB. What I should say is ADB, right? Triangle ADB is actually equals to half times 32 times 32. Half times 32, half times 32 times 32, we get to an answer of 512. 512 is the entire dark blue. Am I making sense or not making sense? And I just want to find one side, right? Which is what we say angle AEB. So angle AEB is 512 divided by 2, which is actually 256. Make sense or don't make sense? Okay, but what is my shaded? What is my shaded triangle? That one is called BFE. Triangle BFE. Triangle BFE is 256 divided by 2. 256 divided by 2, we get to 128. If you're wondering now, where is that 128? Is this number 2. Can you all see this number 2? Over here, I'll write down 128. Okay? All right, I'll write down 128.
After that, for total shaded, you need to take 256 plus 128.
Very good, very good. The answer is 384. That's absolutely correct. Very good. So you must remember it is the total shaded that we are looking for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write over here. I'm just going to write total shaded. Total shaded is actually equals to number 1, which is 128, plus number 2, which is 128, and plus number 1. Number 1, we have already found it to be 256. So we are just going to add to 256, and therefore your answer for this question has to be 384 centimeters square. Okay, and that's how you would find the area of the shaded parts. Now, for question number 12, it says that a rectangular tank measuring 19. So again, over here, this is volume. Again, I always say this. Under volume, what are the concepts? Doctor, these, cures people. Not, did you just say keys? It's not cure, it's not keys. Okay, what is D? Stands for drawing and sketching. Followed by the next one. What is R? R stands for rate of liquid. Rate of liquid. All right. V stands for volume, just simple volume. I stands for internal transfer. That means one tank pour into another tank. Next one, same height, same base, cutouts, and painted bases. Okay, all of these are very important concepts. Ken? What I want to do is I want to do the first one. I want to make sure the first one is done properly, okay? So this is my first sentence. Let's read the first sentence and let's see whether if we're able to solve it, okay? A rectangular tank measuring 19 by 14 by 15. Look at the diagram. 19 is here, 14 is here, 15 is the entire thing. Well, the question is asking us, right, the volume of water in the rectangular tank at first. What do you think that will be? It's 2/3 filled with water, you see. So the volume in this situation will be 2/3. You times 19 times 14 times 15. Okay, so that is basically what we will do first. And we'll get to an answer of 2660 centimeter. Okay, so that's how you would solve the first question. Understand or don't understand? Now, what happens is this, all the water. What was all the water? All the water in this situation is 2660 centimeter cube. What happens? All this water gets poured into the cubical tank. gets poured into the cubical tank. So they say, how much more water has to be added so that the cubical tank is 4/5 filled with water? First thing first, we want to find what is 4/5 filled with water. In this cubical tank, if it's 15 as the measurement, that means all of the measurements is 15. That means all of the measurements is 15. So we are just going to simply do 15 times 15 times 15 first. We are just simply going to do 15 times 15 times 15 first. And we'll get to the capacity of the cubical tank. Maybe I'll just say capacity of CT is basically equals to how much? 3375 centimeter cube. What is the volume that they want? What is the volume of CT? CT stands for cubical tank. They want it to be 4/5 filled. So 4/5 times 3375. When I do 4/5 times 3375, they want it to be 2,700 centimeter cube. Am I making sense? But how much do you pour? How much do you pour? Did you pour 2,700 or you only poured 2,660? You only poured 2,660. That's why the question they ask for more, right? How much more water, right? So in this situation, you're just going to do how much more water to be added. It will then be 2,700 minus away 2,660. Okay, 2,700 minus away 2,660, you get to 40 centimeter cube. But the question wants it to be in liters. Am I making sense or not making sense? If they want it to be liters, then you have to understand, to convert to liters, I need to divide by 1,000. So from 40 cm cube, how do I get to liters? I have to do something called divide by 1,000. Okay, so when I divide by 1,000, I will get to an answer of 0.04 liters, and therefore this is my answer for this question. Now for question number 11 says that Ravi baked how many cookies in total? 2,535. Now 2,535 is the total, right? Okay. Out of these 2,535, right? How many are chocolate? How many are choco? You can see it's 1/3. Very good. And out of this 1/3, what is the remainder? The remaining, we don't know what is it. Okay. But we know it in fraction to be 2/3, right? Out of this remaining, what did they say? 3/5 of the remaining. So 3/5 of the remaining means I need to times, right? That is my vanilla. That is my vanilla. Am I making sense? So in this situation, you have to do 3/5 times 2/3. Over here, you get to 6/15. Am I making sense? What is the rest? The rest will be strawberry, right? So strawberry will be, again, since it's over 15, we are just going to times 5 here. We're just going to times 5 here. This is 10 over. This is 10 over 15. Am I making sense? We times 5 here. We times 5 here. Then this is how much? This is 5/15. Do you understand?
This also means that strawberry is 4/15.
4/15. Very good. Because why? Because why? In case for those of you who do not know, it's basically 10/15 minus 6/15. We get to an answer of 4/15. Okay, so that is my remaining for strawberries. You all understand? Yeah, correct. Strawberry cookies. Huh? Well, from here itself, it's very obvious to us really that this is actually equals to 15/15. So what we can do, because everything has the same denominator, I can quickly just form my equation. I can say that 15 units confidently, in fact, is 2,535. We are going to find 1 unit first. 2,535 divided by 15, we get to an answer of 169. They want vanilla. Vanilla is which one over here? It's this one over here. Can you all see that? It's 6 units. Make sense? So 169 times 6 units, we get to an answer of 1014. All right, so that is your answer for part A. Okay, so once this is done, you want to move on to the second part. Now, in the second part, it says what? What does it say? You read for yourself. It says that Ravi, okay, a person, packed all the vanilla cookies. How many? All, you know. How many is all? In this situation, how many is all? 10, yeah, thank you. 1014, right? All the 1014 into large and small. So I have 1014. Now I'm going to pad this 1014 into large and I want to put it into small. Am I making sense? Now, what did the question say? The question said he filled each large tin with how many? 30 cookies. Agree or disagree? 30 cookies. And for the small one with how many cookies? 12 cookies. All the tins were full and there were no cookies left over. And this is a very important sentence. Okay? That means I have no excess. Everything is all into the tins. Am I making sense? Now, It's also, once again, a very common question. This is more of a number of sets question, NOSE. The previous one is more of, you all should know by now, it's ROR, correct or not? Type A, type B doesn't matter because I'm drawing a branch, okay? So I don't need to think about type A or type B, but I know the reason why it's ROR because of the word remaining. The moment you see the word remaining, immediately ROR. You see, how do I find the least? What is the meaning of least? Least means what? I want to use the correct. The least number. The least number of teens means I want the most number
Of large things.
of large. Why is that so? Because I want to pack all into large. You understand what I'm saying or not? So that I won't have so many small teens. You understand what I'm saying? So teacher Joseph prefers to do it in this manner whereby I kind of draw a table. It's like a guess and check. So this is nose, and this is also guess and C. Sorry, G and C. Can you all please write down? Okay, can you all please write down? These are the two concepts that they are trying to test you. Okay, a very common question in PSLE. Very okay. All right, they love to ask. Okay, in fact, in a lot of the PSLE papers you all flip through, you will be able to see it. Now, for large, let's talk about large first. Okay, we talk about large first. Let's try number one. Small, remember large can only fit 30, small can only fit 12, and I want the most number of large. So I will start with the least number of small. Let's imagine I only have one small. If I only have one small, what happens is that I am going to do 1 times 12, which means to say I will have how many cookies over here? 12 cookies, correct or not? What is my total? What is the total that I'm trying to achieve? 1014. You understand or don't understand? Then what I want to do now is I'm going to do 1014 minus away 12. Let's see what is that. 1014. 1014 minus away 12, we get to 1002. Do not stop there. Do not stop there. What do I mean by that? Why is that so? Because you're going to check whether if it's true that I can do 1002 divided by 30. Can I do 1002 divided by 30? I cannot. I get to 33.4. That means to say this is not correct. Am I making sense? Why is this not correct? Because can I have 33.4 teens? No. So that means to say I did not have one small. I have more than one small. So let's go with two small. Do you understand or don't understand? Okay. 1014 minus away 24. Understand or don't understand? We get to 990, and then we do 990 divided by 30 teens to find out how many teens I have. Yay! I got how many teens? 33 what teens? Large teens. Can you understand? So this makes sense, right? Because you can see this is the most number of large teens and the least number of small teens. So in the question says what? What is the question asking you to find? The least number of teens used by Ravi. A lot of students will say 33 is my answer. Yeah. But that's not true. Because don't
It's
forget.
33 plus 24.
Very good. Hey, what? 33 plus 25?
24, I said 24.
24 is wrong. 24 is 24 cookies. I am looking for teens.
Teens.
Very good. So if I'm looking for teens, it is going to be 33 plus
2.
This 33 is the large one. This 2 is the small. So in total, you will have 35. Okay, and as you can see over here, your answer for this question has to be 35. Now, the next question is about average. Okay, as you can see over here, it says what? The average mark for a class of students in a quiz is 74. So we're going to have our average N and T, right? Our average is 74. Okay, our number, I don't know how many students are there, so I'll just leave it first. Our total, definitely I do not know. Right, definitely I do not know. Right? So what happened is this. Whenever you don't know, you are going to use, so average is the topic, but the concept is called algebra.
Algebra.
Why do I say that? Because in this situation, you don't know the number of students. So I'm just going to let the number of students be X. Let the number of students be X. I'm just going to say let the number of students be X. How do I find my total? 74X. This is a super important concept. Okay, I say this again. You don't know the number of students. So you have to call it let the number of students be X. Well, once I'm done, we can move on to the next sentence. The question says the top 3 students scored 87. 95, and 100. Okay? And sentence number 3 says, when the top 3 students were excluded, that means I don't include them, all right? The average mark becomes 62. So I have something called the O average over here. This is my O. And I also have my new. What is my new? Can you all see my new? What is that? What is my new? Top 3 students excluded. I don't include the top 3. So my A, my N, and my T in this situation. Okay, my A will be my A, which is already given to me, which is already given to me is 62. What is my number? Remember, it's x minus 3. Why? Yeah, because 3 students is gone, right? I did not include the 3 students. What is my total? 62 times x minus 3. A lot of you will find this confusing, but actually for this, you just have to apply what we call rainbow method. 62 times x is 62x. 62 times minus 3 is minus 186. You see, I have my O average and my new average. Am I making sense? What do you think caused my total to change? Why is it that my total has a change?
Because
There's a change in my total. Because the
because
students
3 students weren't included.
were excluded. You understand what I'm saying? So what
Yeah.
caused my total to drop? It is caused by that 3 students. Agree or disagree? It is caused by that 3 students, right? What were the results of the 3 students? 87, 95, and 100. Am I making sense or not making sense? Okay, and this part over here, we know that the total is 282 marks. Now, from here itself, right, what we can see is that our total has dropped. Correct or not? Okay, what do you think caused my total to drop? 282. Make sense? So what I want to do now, okay, I'm going to say that is my old total more or my new total is more? Definitely my old total, right? Because my new total, this is my new total, correct or not? Right? My new total has dropped a lot. Agree or disagree? Right? So my old total is definitely more than my new total. So what I want to do is 74x. I want to say 74x is equals to 62x minus 186. Remember, I always give to the person who has lesser. Who has lesser? 74x or 62x minus 186. Which one? This one is my O, right? This one is my new, right? Which one has more? O has more, correct? So I have to add to my new. Can you understand? All right, so from here, you can go and find the value of x already. Okay? All right, so what is minus 186 plus 282? You punch your calculator, you get 296. Make sense? Okay, so once you're done with this, you want to bring same family sit together, you want to bring the 62x over. So we'll have...
That means that 74x minus 62x equals to 96.
You see, let there be no confusion that the meaning of x, right? The meaning of x means the number of students. And that's our job. Our job is to go and find the number of students. Make sense or don't make sense? Can see x as units. Okay, x are units basically. 74 minus 62, we get to an answer of 12x. 12x equals to... Then x will be 96 divided by 12. Do you understand or don't understand? When I do 96 divided by 12, I'll get to 8. Am I making sense so far? All right. X means the students, right? So over here, this is basically my 8 students. Make sense or don't make sense? All right. And over here, the question says, how many students were there in the class? Well, from here itself, you can see that your answer, okay, in this question has to be 8 students. Team A played against Team B in a badminton match. Okay. All right. So A and B, they are competing with each other. All right. They say 560 children watched the badminton match. Oh, Okay. All right. So 560 is the total. All right. 70% is boys. Okay. So we can quickly go and find our 30%, which is girls, right? So 100% is 560. Find 1% first. You go 1, 2, you get 5.6. You want to find how many girls? So you just say 30%. So you do 5.6 times 30, you get to 168. Okay. So this is very, very simple. Okay. Now, the next one is maybe a bit more difficult. Okay, maybe before I go on, right, I just want to write down the 168 under girls, and then for boys, right, it will be 560 minus away 168. So 560 minus away 168, we get to an answer of 392. So boys is 392, just for your information, okay? Now, so in part B, right, it says that 42 of the girls supported. So we are just going to look at girls, which is 168. All right, how many supported team B? 42. How many supported team A? 168 minus away 42. When I do 168 minus 42, we get to 126. What percentage of the girls supported team A? Girls who supported team A over the total times 100. Make sense? Because of the girls. Of the girls means the girls needs to be in the denominator. So we go 126 over 168 times 100. When I do 126 over 168 times 100, we'll get to a beautiful answer of 75%. Now, this concept, we don't know yet. Let's read first. The total cost of 2 identical files and 3 identical markers was $15. Okay, so 2 files plus 3M was how much? $15. Make sense? Okay, this is sentence number 1. Right, then for sentence number 2 says what? The total cost of 5 such files and 6 such markers. 5 files, very good. 5 files plus 6 markers is actually equals to how much? $34.80. Now, this is a repeated identity concept under the topic whole numbers. Okay, please write this down nicely. Please write this down nicely so that you can see which one is repeated. You can see, right? Files are repeated, markers are also repeated, right? I would prefer to make markers the same, right? So I will make markers the same. I'll make markers the same. All right, and then from here itself, what I will get to is I'll get to 4 files plus 6 markers is actually equals to $30. Okay, and then after that, 5 files plus 6 markers is actually equals to $34.80. Make sense? From here itself, you can see markers and markers cancel each other. All right, so 5 files minus 1 file, right? So 5 file minus 1 file, the process is 5 minus 4, right? You get to 1 file, right? And 1 file is actually equals to $34.80 minus away $30. Okay, when you do that, your 1 file is basically equals to $4.80. Question says, what was the cost of 1 marker? They want us to find 1 marker. Well, which one are you going to use? From here, you can just find 2 files first. You can go and find 2 files first. 2 files is actually equals to 480 times 2. That gets me to an answer of 960. Then you want to find 3 markers, right? To find 3 markers, you just have to do $15 minus away 960. All right. When you are done with that, you get 540, right? But then the question wants you to find how many marker? 1 marker. So 1 marker, you divide by 3 and you will get to an answer of $1.80. Okay, so that's your answer for this question. Mei-Yan has a piece of yellow ribbon and red ribbon of the same length. Okay, that is a very important sentence. So we're going to draw a model first. Because we know that it is of the same length. Yellow and red. Yellow and red. Okay? Yellow is over here. Red is over here. All right. So once this part is done, you want to move on to the next one. The next question says that she then cuts the piece of yellow ribbon and red ribbon into shorter pieces. Okay, what did she do in sentence number 3? In sentence number 3, we can see here, it says that if she gives a group of students a shorter piece of yellow ribbon of length 1.4 meters each. Okay, so what happens is that she decided to give her what? Her friends, right? Correct or not? Okay, so do we know how many friends she have? We do not know. But we know for sure that it's going to look something like that. Okay, I'm just gonna redraw, okay, because it doesn't really help us that we draw that yellow and red. It's just to show you that they are the same, right? So there was a scenario over here, right? That if she gives a group of friends a shorter piece of yellow ribbon of length 1.4 meters each. Do I know how many friends? Do I know how many friends? I don't know, right? So I am going to do 1.4 meters is 1 only, correct? Not? We are going to times the friends. We are going to times our friends. And when that happens, so if let's say 10 friends, then I will do 1.4 meter times 10 friends. Agree? If it's 20 friends, then times 20 friends. But again, I don't know how many friends, so I will just put as friends first. What happens is that she will have how many meters of the yellow ribbon left? 0.6. Am I making sense? So we are going to show that she still have something left, but I don't know how much. I just know that this is 0.6 meters. That means to say, right, whatever this person have stops here. This is the actual. And these are all what color? Yellow color. That's why I put a Y over there. Okay, these are all yellow color. Once you're done, let's go to sentence number 4. Once you're done, let's go to sentence number 4. Sentence number 4 says she gives the same group of friends. Okay, so same group of friends means the number of friends will still be the same. A shorter piece of red ribbon of length, how many meters each? 1.8 what? Meters each. When she does that, so she gave 1.8 meters each. She does that, she realized that, oh my goodness, I will need additional how much? 2.2 of the ribbon. Agree or disagree? So this entire thing over here is 1.8 meters times, I don't know how many friends again. I'm just going to say times friends. Make sense or don't make sense? Do you understand or don't understand? And then she realized that, oh no, I will still need how many? 2.2 meters. Make sense or don't make sense? Do you understand or don't understand? And then what I want to do is I want to make sure I mirror image. So 0.6 meters is over here, 2.2 meters is over here. Okay, these are all very, very important sentences. Okay, these are all very, very important sentences. And of course, I'm going to mirror image which one? I'm going to mirror image this part. I'm going to say that this is 1.4 meters times friends. I will also do 1.4 meters times friends over here. Make sense? Right? So that means to say everything over here, I'm just going to highlight this part. Can y'all see? Can y'all see this part? This part is actually, since the entire thing is 1.8 meters times friends, right? And this is 1.4 meters times friend, right? Isn't the yellow color part 1.4 meters times friends? You understand or don't understand? Right? Why is it? Oh no, sorry, not 1.4 meters, 0.4 meters.
0.4.
Yeah, 0. Why is it 0.4? In case you're wondering, where did I get 0.4? I basically did 1.8 meters. 1.8 meters minus away 1.4 meters, right? Then this yellow color part is 0.4 meters times friends. Okay, because again, I am trying to find the number of friends. I don't know how many friends are there. So what I will say is 0.4 meters times friends. This gets me to 0.6 meters plus 2.2 meters. So 0.4 meters times friends.
48.
Okay, this is how much? 2.8 meters, right? What do I want to do? I want to find the number of friends. Sense? So I want to ask myself, how do I get from here to here? I just have to divide by 0.4 meters. When I do something to the left,
Do something to your right.
thank you. When I do 2.8 meters, you see, the cool thing about math, right, is that they are they will tell you whether if you're on the right track. You see for yourself, 2.8 meters divided by 0.4 meters. Isn't it true meters divided by meters? What will my answer become? Even if you don't know, you realize that my answer cannot be what? Cannot be meters anymore. It has to be 7 what? In this question, it has to be 7 friends. Am I making sense or not making sense? Yay, this is your 1 unit basically. Understand? Once this one is done, you want to read the question. Okay, by the way, this is all red. Okay, so what is the question asking us to find? The question says what? The question says what? How many? Oh, we don't even need to solve already. How many friends does this person have in the group? Therefore, your answer for this question is 7 friends. And that's all I have for you for this paper. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Hi everyone, if you like this video, you can click right here for a similar video, or you can view our playlist here.